for checking out my YouTube channel. My name is Mathis, and today I have a review for you guys. I'm reviewing And the Mountains Echoed by Khaled Hosseini. I buddy read this book with Books with B and Morgan. I will link their YouTube channel down below. So let me give you guys a brief synopsis of the story. It takes place in the 1950s in Kabul, and it is centered around this little girl by the name of Perry. She is given up for adoption by her father because he can no longer take care of her, and he wants to provide a better life for his little girl, so he gives her away to this rich family. However, her brother is against it, and he becomes very despondent once he loses his little sister, and so they are torn apart. And Abdul, he hopes to see his sister again. This book was just okay. It could have been so much better, so much better. I really love the plot, but it just did not deliver. So guys, the main characters, Perry and Abdul, which you see on the front cover, I wanted their relationship to be fleshed out just a little bit more. I felt like as I was reading the book, there were a lot of fillers, a lot of fluff. I almost read like a short story collection. It almost felt like Khaled Hosseini was pressured to write a book by his agency or from his publisher, and like he was underneath some type of deadline. He just needed to put something together, and so he just took a collection of his short stories. It's like, you know what, I'm gonna make a story out of these. And so he just rolled these stories together and just like, here you go, I'm done. You know, like, hey. So that's how this book read to me, like a short story collection that he kind of threw together. I was up in this book like, what is he talking about? Like, you know, most of these chapters even didn't really connect to the story. Like, it was this one chapter in here that this girl, her face was bitten by a dog. She had a disfigured face, and so I was like, okay, she got a disfigured face, she had like a really sad story, but how that connects to the two little siblings that got separated. I was just waiting for a connection, but it was no connection after that little story. So I was like, okay, he just wanted to throw that in there. The writing in this book is still good, guys. You know, that's one thing I did appreciate. The writing style is still good. The prose are still beautiful. Once you read it, you know it's Khaled Hosseini's book. However, the structure of the story was not good, so that suffered to me. Another thing I liked about this book is the gay romance in it. It doesn't have like a lot of gay romance, but it has like a light gay romance, which was very surprising because I don't read a lot of gay romances in Middle Eastern literature. Yeah, so when I read that little portion in the book, I found that very interesting. I gave this book a lukewarm 3 stars. It was good, it was decent, but I just was not in love with the story. It's not as political as his other stories like The Kite Runner and The Thousand Splendid Suns. So he really talks about the aftermath of the Afghani war in this book and what the villagers gone through after the war, after they fled to Pakistan and returned back to their homes, and basically they lost their land once they went back to Afghanistan. And so that's what he touches on in this book. And however, to me it wasn't, I don't know, it wasn't that heartfelt to me. So I wish he could have taken a little bit more time with this book, because there is a really strong story here, but this wasn't finessed well. If you have not read his other books, like A Thousand Splendid Suns, which deals with forced marriages, this is really good. This takes place during the time when the Taliban took over Kabul, and this was and harsh laws was set in place, and so this was very educational and a heartfelt story. And this is the Kite Runner, where the Soviet Union invaded Kabul in the 1980s, and it's this family that got caught in a war, and you know, this little boy, he went through a lot of trauma and being caught up in a war, and also being picked on by his neighborhood friends, and there's a lot of really heavy subjects in here. Really heavy subjects in here, like rape is one of them. So just very heavy subjects. These two books are really poignant, but this one, I just couldn't get into it. I mean, this one just really was not that good. If I had to rank these books, guys, I would have to say this is one of my favorites. I think I choose this, and then it would come to The Kite Runner, which got me into his books in the first place. But this comes second, and this comes third. Absolutely third. So guys, that is my review. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will talk to y'all later. Alright, bye.